Okay, to start off with the video, I get it's dark in here, but literally my light on the ceiling, it literally just burned out, and I don't feel like going down into the basement and getting a light bulb that probably replaces it because I don't know if we have any of those light bulbs that replace it. So I'm stuck with this little lamp on my desk that's right next to me. It barely provides any light, but I use the lamp to help bring more light onto my face for the videos. So still getting used to the new setup in my room, but yeah, the light on my ceiling just literally went out, and I don't feel like changing it. So what? It's just my luck, I guess. That's why we can't have nice things. So, but off of that topic of my freaking set, where Phillies win today, and it was a really great game actually. Phillies win. They beat the Brewers 7-2, and just everything was clicking for them. The offense, Jake Arrieta came out in this ball game. He was just dominant, especially, well, not especially, but he just was dominant. And the offense, they chipped in when they could, and it looks like just the entire lineup, top to bottom, they're just all starting to click at the right time. And this is a good feeling right now because just like previous games where we would almost blow ball games and we still won, or we literally just like cost us the win and cost us the lead. Those were just games where the offense as a whole wasn't clicking. It was probably like one or two guys, maybe a third, or it was some guys in the bottom of the lineup that were just doing damage, and the really top to the middle of the lineup really couldn't do anything. But from these past couple of games, from the last game of the Cubs series, yesterday, today, it just all seems like everyone in the offense is starting to click at the right time. So early in this ball game, Andrew McCutchen, he stays red hot. He hits a leadoff home run off of the second pitch, and McCutchen just continues his hot streak that he is on. He is in the groove right now. Same thing with Cesar Hernandez. He is on an unbelievable hot streak right now. His average is way above 300, and he just continues to get on base. He continues to get hits. He gets another solo home run today, and he drives in another run on an RBI single. Same thing for Gene Segura. He keeps up this amazing hitting streak that he's on. He extended to 16 games with a hit late in this ball game. He goes 1 for 5. Sadly, Bryce Harper, he doesn't do anything. You hate to see that, but it's gonna happen. He's been better of late, but you're still gonna see those games where Bryce Harper goes 0 for or something like that. But he still got on base with a walk. But Rhys Hoskins especially, this was a big. These past two games have been big for Rhys Hoskins. He goes 3 for 4 with a home run late in this ball game, and it's just you're starting to see the hot side to Rhys Hoskins. Like previously, just from the beginning of this month throughout, he was just on one of the worst slumps you could possibly see, and right now these past few games he's hit 2 home runs and he's starting to get on base, getting the ball out into the field. You're starting to see the other side to Rhys Hoskins, where he's on an incredible hot streak and he's driving in runs, he's getting on base, and he's hitting home runs. So, and it's what Rhys Hoskins said. This is the type of player that I am, but it's how you go through these streaks is what determines your career, whether it is good or whether it is great. When he was talking to Murph after the ball game, so Rhys knows that he's going to go through streaks like this. It's how he utilizes these streaks, or how long he can stay hot rather than staying cold. It's how long he can keep the consistency in his game. What will determine whether his career gets better as he gets older. So it's really good to see Rhys Hoskins go 3 for 4, get another home run in back-to-back ball games. He gets 2 RBIs. And another player who's remaining hot is JT Realmuto. He gets another home run today. And it was back-to-back with Rhys Hoskins in the top of the 9th inning. Same thing, Scott Kingery. He's getting more and more starts in this lineup, and I really like to see that. I really like to see Gabe Kapler give Scott Kingery more time because he deserves it. He goes 1 for 5 today. He gets on base as well. And Odubel Herrera, this is probably the worst stretch that in his career that he's been in right now. He's literally swinging at everything. He's not taking pitches. He's just not seeing the ball right. It's good right now from this game to see Odubel Herrera get on base twice. He goes 2 for 3 with a walk. And then even Jake Arrieta, he gets a single. He goes 1 for 4. So, hey, Jake Arrieta can contribute offensively. And when he goes on the pitching mound, he's just dominant right there. So, just Jake Arrieta throughout the ball game, he's just dominant. He just goes out there, like his previous start against the Chicago Cubs, where he was pretty solid. He was getting himself out of jams, shutting down that lineup. He just comes in here today and just continues that little streak that he's on. He goes 8 strong innings, 5 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. He was just unbelievable today. We needed that out of one of our starters because just the way we've been using the bullpen lately. We need a game like this from one of our starters, and sadly last night Jared Eichhoff didn't do it, but our bullpen stepped up for him. So this is really good that one of our starters can step up for the bullpen and doesn't really need to make them work. The only bullpen guy we used in the 9th inning was Jose Alvarez, and he just finishes off this ball game. He gets a 1-2-3 complete inning. So just overall, really great ball game by the Phillies, and it's just, this is fun baseball to watch because we all know this team is good, and this is the part where this is a time where the Phillies lineup, it's up here. This is where everyone's clicking, and like maybe like a couple weeks ago, everyone was either here or down there, and there was like really no in between. It was basically like near the middle or just very low. There was like no one clicking, but right now we're starting to see everyone click. So that's a really good sight to see. And as we win this ball game into this series, we take 2 out of 3 so far. So it would be nice to make a statement to the Milwaukee Brewers that, hey, you come into our ballpark and rough us up, we're going to do the same to you. We're going to come into your ballpark and rough you up. So the Phils take 2 out of 3 so far, and we got Zach Eflin on the mound tomorrow. I couldn't get his name out of my mouth for some reason. We got Zach Eflin on the mound tomorrow, who's been really our most consistent pitcher throughout this season. So he's 5-4 in the season. He's really been our most consistent pitcher. So, and we're going up against the one of the Brewers' better pitchers. His name is slipping my mind right now, but it's gonna be good if the Phillies can just go in here and get a sweep out of the Milwaukee Brewers. Puts a statement against this ball club actually. And then so after this win, the Phillies are 10 games above 500. They're 31-21, and it's really good to see the Phillies starting to win right now because the Braves have been hot as of late. And I think as of right now, they're tied against the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm not sure. I think it's like the 6th or the 7th inning right now. But they are tied right now. And the Braves, I think, are at least a game and a half to 2 games back of the Phillies. I think with this win, the Braves, I think, are at least 2 games back right now. But if the Braves win that ball game, they'll move back up to a game and a half behind the Phillies for first place in the National League East. So I think this is probably what is going to be the rest of the season, even though I'm saying that right now, and it's still not even the end of May yet. But the Phillies, we all know, are a good ball club. We all know they have the players to remain consistent for a long period of time. So I think we're getting into that stretch right now where everything is clicking, the offense is clicking, the pitchers hopefully can go out and give us a good ball game so we don't have to overuse the bullpen, hopefully. I'm not saying go 8 innings, 9 innings, go at least 6.5 to 7 innings. Give the bullpen at least some rest. Don't force the bullpen to go at least 5 innings of a ball game. Just go out there, just do what you can, try to go at least 6.5 to 7 innings, and that's what we're seeing right now. The Phillies are starting to get a little hot streak going, and that's really good to see. So, what are your guys' thoughts about this Phillies game? What are your guys' thoughts on this series so far? What are your thoughts on players like Rhys Hoskins? What are your thoughts on Andrew McCutchen and his hot streaks, Gene Segura, Cesar Hernandez? Like, hell, even what are your comments about Bryce Harper so far? Even though he's not providing, but he's getting his timely hits when he has to right now. He's not fully out of his slump, but he's going to get out of it. We all know that. So, what are your thoughts on Bryce Harper? What are just thoughts on the rest of the lineup? What are your thoughts on Jake Arrieta's game so far? And what are your thoughts going into tomorrow? So don't forget to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to drop a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, boys. And I will see you in the next video.